Today we're talking about Unit 2 in our COSA 30 course. And Unit 2 is the softer portion of the course, or the applications portion. For Unit 2 you'll be reading and working through the chapters, and then at the end of the chapter you'll find two new activities in myITLab. And those two new activities are the skills-based trainings and the grader projects. Once you navigate to myITLab, you'll see two new activities listed for each chapter that we'll cover in Unit 2. The blue hand is a skills-based trainings that you'll complete for each chapter in Unit 2, and it's a simulated environment for training. The next one is the clipboard with pencil icon, and that's a step-by-step assessment that you'll complete. That one is similar to the skills drills that you've been completing so far for Unit 1. I'm going to cover the skills-based training first, and then I'll talk more about the grader projects. The skill-based trainings include instructions for completing a step at a time in your simulated work environment. Once you complete a piece of instruction, you'll see it becomes gray, and the next piece of instruction is bolded, so you're allowed to concentrate on one set of instructions at a time. If you just don't know how to complete the instruction, if you can't remember what it was that you read or what you did in the chapters, there are 3 learning tools that you can use to help you with that skill. The first one is the read learning tool, and what you're going to do is you're going to, at the very bottom or to the right of your screen, depending on where that appears, you'll see the learning aids button. If you click on the learning aids button, that's when you see the first learning aid, which is called the read, and that basically allows you to read where in the textbook that concept was learned. The second one is called watch, and that's where you can view a video of the skill being executed or performed. And the last one is probably the most helpful in my opinion. It's the practice. It's where you watch the narrator tell you about and do the skill, and then you perform the skill in a step-by-step manner. And once you finish the practice, then you go back to the simulated work environment and then you actually execute the skill yourself. Once you activate a learning tool, you can use each of these tools, or you can use a combination of the tools, and it does not affect your grade. The point is for you to learn how to execute the skill. The clipboard and pencil icon is the homework or grader project, and that's the second new activity in myITLab. Now this is the portion that is similar to the skills drills from your Unit 1. To begin the grader project, you just have to click on the icon and then follow steps 1 through 3. Now step 1 asks you to download the files that you'll need for the project, and in those files you'll also find the instructions, the step-by-step instructions that you can print out and have available to you as you are completing the assignment. Now once you download the instruction file, you're also going to have to download the indicated files so that you can open up and continue your assessments. Once you have completed each of the steps in the instructions, make sure to save your file with the appropriate file name. Make sure it is saved with the correct file name as given in the instructions. When you're ready, click on the Upload Completed File button in myITLab and then browse for your file. And your file will probably be on your USB drive or on your actual computer hard drive. Once you find it, click on OK and then click on the Upload File. Once you've uploaded the file, your last step is to click on Finish Submit for Grading at the top of the screen, and that's at the top right of the screen. Now that Finish Submit for Grading is the last step and indicates that your file is ready for grading, so you will receive a grade once you hit that Finish Submit for Grading. Some things to remember about Unit 2. Firstly, make sure that you're downloading the student data files before you start the reading, because you'll need some of those files in order to complete the step-by-step instructions in the reading. Secondly, both the trainings and the grader projects in myITLab require accuracy in typing. And what I mean by that is if, for example, you're working on a skills-based training and you put in a word but it's spelled incorrectly, even though you went through the correct steps, it's going to tell you that you're wrong, and that's because it can't identify the word. Same thing with the grader projects. If you're going through and you're completing the steps but you misspelled a word, or you put an extra space, or if you just don't have the accuracy in typing, you're going to get points taken off. So make sure that you are being accurate and putting the information exactly as it appears on your screen.
You may use the learning tools in the skills-based training when you need them. You can redo the trainings if you need to, up to 3 times. And remember, those are there to make sure that you understand how to complete the skill. Also, the graded projects are graded as soon as you submit them, so make sure that the file that you are submitting is ready to be submitted and graded. Lastly, if you have any questions on either these new activities or any of the content that you'll be working on, please feel free to email me. My email is rosillo@lbcc.edu. I will try to get back to you within 24 hours. Lastly, have fun working on these new activities.